Have you ever caught yourself lying awake at night, quietly wondering if the best part of your manhood has already slipped away? Maybe you've noticed mornings that used to feel alive now feel strangely silent. Maybe intimacy feels less certain, less powerful, or you felt a shadow of doubt about whether you can still perform like the man you remember. If that's you, you are far from alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. What if I told you that by spending just 5 minutes a day, without pills, without prescriptions, without any gimmicks at all, you could strengthen your erections by as much as 235%? I'm Dr. Maya Kapoor, and today I want to take you on a journey that could bring back not just your performance, but your confidence, your energy, and even the way you see yourself as a man. The truth is, most men think decline is inevitable. They think weaker erections, shorter stamina, or fading desire are simply the cost of getting older. But science tells a different story. Your body is not shutting down. It's simply waiting for the right signals to switch back on. And those signals can be triggered naturally if you know exactly how. What I'm about to share are 3 simple, natural techniques that, when done together, create a compounding effect so powerful it can change your life. But here's the warning. If you do them out of order or skip the details, you might waste your time. Do them right, and your results could be nothing short of remarkable. Let's begin with the first foundation, your pelvic floor. Now, most men have heard of something called Kegel exercises. Maybe you even tried them once after reading about them online. But here's what almost no one understands. The pelvic floor isn't just about stopping urine midstream or clenching as hard as you can. Think of it as the root system of a tree. If the roots are weak, the tree cannot stand tall. But when those deep muscles, particularly the bulbar cavernosus and ischiocavernosus, are activated correctly, they don't just support your bladder. They literally pump blood into your erection chambers, raising the internal pressure and making them firmer, longer lasting, and more reliable. Here's the catch. Most men get it wrong. They clench too hard, hold too long, or forget to breathe. That's why so many give up, thinking it doesn't work. But when you do them with the right rhythm, the results can surprise you. The secret is short pulses. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. No strain, no holding your breath, just 30 seconds of gentle, rhythmic pulses while you exhale. Then rest. Do this 3 times a day, and you begin to reawaken those long neglected muscles. It doesn't look dramatic, but inside your body, you're building the very foundation of stronger erections. I still remember a patient named David, 71 years old, who confessed he hadn't felt truly firm in years. He had tried medications, even pumps, with limited results. But when I guided him to practice these short Kegel pulses, within weeks he told me, "Dr. Kapoor, I feel like something is alive again down there. That's not magic. That's circulation being restored to the very root of his manhood." But as powerful as Kegels are, they're only the beginning. Because even strong muscles can't help you if your blood vessels aren't delivering what they should. That's where food, yes, simple everyday food, becomes your most powerful ally. And the first one I want to talk about might surprise you. Watermelon. Not the picnic dessert, not a sweet distraction, but one of nature's most underestimated performance boosters. Hidden inside that red, juicy flesh is an amino acid called L-citrulline. When you eat it, your body converts it into L-arginine, which then fuels nitric oxide production. Why does that matter? Because nitric oxide is the master switch for blood flow. It tells your vessels to relax and open, allowing blood to surge where it needs to go. In fact, Studies have shown men who consumed citrulline experienced significant improvements in erection hardness without any of the side effects linked to pills. But here's what almost everyone gets wrong. They eat watermelon at the wrong time, in the wrong way, and expect miracles. The truth is, timing matters. For your body to absorb citrulline efficiently, watermelon should be eaten on an empty stomach, ideally mid-morning or about 90 minutes before intimacy. A cup or two is enough. Eat it with a heavy meal, and you cancel out the very effect you're hoping for. This isn't dessert, it's performance nutrition. George, a 66-year-old patient of mine, laughed the first time I suggested watermelon as part of his routine. He said, "Doc, that's what my grandkids eat at barbecues." But 2 weeks later, he came back almost embarrassed, telling me his mornings felt different, stronger, more responsive. The only change? He had started eating watermelon in the mornings, just as I advised. Now, watermelon is powerful, but its real magic appears when you combine it with one more natural ally, an earthy, humble root that has been quietly saving men's vitality for centuries: beetroot. Beetroot. Most men over 60 walk right past it in the grocery store without giving it a second thought. Maybe you think of it as a salad garnish or something your grandmother once served at the dinner table. But science sees it differently. Beets are one of nature's richest sources of natural nitrates. And when those nitrates enter your body, they're converted directly into nitric oxide, the very same compound we just talked about with watermelon. Nitric oxide is the fuel that keeps your blood vessels open and flexible, the signal that tells your arteries, "Send more blood, and send it now." Without it, circulation slows, erections weaken, and energy fades. With it, your performance can feel decades younger. In 2015, researchers studied men who suffered both erectile dysfunction and high blood pressure. For just 2 weeks, they drank beetroot juice daily. The results? Improved blood pressure and stronger performance scores. That's not coincidence. That's biology responding to the fuel it's been craving. Beets are especially powerful after 5 p.m., when your natural nitric oxide levels begin to decline. That's why I recommend 2 cups of beetroot juice in the evening. Or, if that's too much for your stomach, a nitrate supplement in the range of 300 to 400 milligrams. Taken about 90 minutes before bedtime or intimacy, it gives your body the tools it needs to perform when you want it most. Now, here's where everything comes together. You see, doing just one of these things, Kegel pulses, watermelon, or beets, will give you some results. But if you do them separately or inconsistently, the effects often fade. That's why so many men try one trick, then give up, saying, "It didn't work for me." But when you combine them, in the right order, with just 5 minutes of focus each day, the impact is not linear, it's exponential. Your pelvic floor creates the foundation. Watermelon primes your blood chemistry, and beets deliver the final surge of circulation. Together, they unlock what feels like a hidden switch inside your body. Let me paint a clear picture of what this looks like. Imagine setting aside just 5 minutes of your day. In the first 2 minutes, you sit comfortably, breathe out, and perform 3 rounds of short Kegel pulses. Not clenching, not straining, just pulsing with rhythm. Squeeze, release, for 30 seconds at a time, with short rests between. In those 2 minutes, you've already awakened the muscles that pump blood directly into your penis. Then, in minute 3, you take 1 to 2 cups of fresh watermelon, eaten on an empty stomach earlier in the day. That's your nitric oxide builder, your morning spark. Finally, in minutes 4 and 5, as evening approaches, you either sip beetroot juice or take a nitrate capsule. That's your nighttime circulation boost. 5 minutes, 3 steps, no drugs, no shame, no side effects. just natural, science-backed methods that work with your body instead of against it. I once had a patient named Harold, 69 years old, who had quietly resigned himself to a life without intimacy. He told me, "Doc, I just figured those days were gone." But when he followed this 5-minute protocol, within weeks he was not only reporting firmer erections, but he felt lighter, more energetic, even more confident walking into a room. That's the ripple effect. Because when your body begins to respond again, your spirit follows. You start to feel like yourself, not just in private, but in every part of your life. Think about it. Stronger erections are not just about sex. They are a reflection of circulation, of cardiovascular health, of vitality. When your blood flows freely down there, it's also flowing to your brain, your heart, your muscles. You sleep better, your mood lifts, and your confidence returns. The bedroom is just the most obvious place you notice it. But the benefits are woven into everything you do, how you move, how you connect, how you carry yourself. And that's the deeper truth I want every man to hear. This is not about chasing youth or pretending you're 20 again. It's about reclaiming the strength, the dignity, and the spark that should still belong to you at 60, 70, or even 80. Your body is not done. It's waiting for you to remember how to care for it. Now, you might be thinking, "Dr. Kapoor, this all sounds good, but can 5 minutes really change something so important?" And my answer is yes, because it's not just 5 minutes. Those few focused minutes trigger hours of improved blood flow, muscle engagement, and hormonal balance. Over time, they stack into habits. Those habits build rhythm, and that rhythm becomes a new chapter of vitality. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what works and doing it in the right way. And when you put it all together, you're not just chasing firmer erections. You're giving your heart, your brain, and your entire circulatory system a gift of health. I've seen this work for men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. Frank, a 73-year-old grandfather, once told me after a month of following this plan, "Doc, I feel like the lights came back on." He wasn't just talking about intimacy. He was talking about his energy, his confidence, the way he laughed again with his wife. And that's the ripple effect I want for you. Because when you reclaim your erections, you're not just restoring one part of your body. You're restoring your sense of vitality, your connection to yourself, and your presence in every relationship you care about. Now let me be clear. This isn't magic. It's not instant. It's biology responding to consistency. You may not notice huge changes on day one, but give it a week. Notice how your mornings feel. Notice how your body responds to touch. Notice how your confidence begins to grow, not because of fantasy, but because your body is working the way it was designed to. And give it a month, because in a month, many of my patients no longer recognize themselves in the best possible way. And I'll tell you something else. This isn't just about blood flow. It's about dignity. Too many men silently accept decline, blaming age, shrugging their shoulders, and quietly letting go of the spark that once defined them. But you don't have to. Aging doesn't mean fading. It means adapting, learning how to use the simple, natural tools your body still responds to. And these three, Kegels, watermelon, beets, are among the most powerful, proven, and overlooked ways to keep your masculinity alive. So ask yourself this: will you let another week pass, hoping things will change on their own? Or will you take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, to begin turning everything around? You've carried responsibilities, built families, lived decades of hard work. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel confident. You deserve to feel alive, not just in your heart and mind, but in the most private and powerful part of your life. I'm Dr. Maya Kapoor, and I want you to hear me when I say this. Your story isn't finished. Your best days are not behind you. They're waiting ahead, and all it takes is the courage to begin. If this message spoke to you, let me know in the comments. Type 1 if you're ready to fight for your vitality. Type 0 if you're still skeptical. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're only just getting started. Together, we're going to rebuild your confidence, restore your health, and remind you what it feels like to live fully again. The truth is simple. Your body still remembers. Give it 3 steps and the belief that you're worth it, and it will answer.